Hello, Michael from CTW here, and today we're just going to give you an overview of our probe analysis software, just so you can see basically how it looks, different parts of it, and get an understanding of how it works for you. So this is what a typical screen would look like when you open Probe. On your left, you have an area where we run the test from and where we load and look at the data files. In the middle section is where you build all of your tests from, and then you have a large number of graphs, industry standard, from force versus velocity, absolute velocity, force versus displacement, and so on, including force versus average velocity. So those are the graphs we give you, and you can see they're all tabbed up here. And then we have something called the active shock report, which essentially puts anything you have visible, it puts that on the screen, and you have your plot data constants, so you can turn on more or less information, including report as well as the graph, notes, and any additional information you put in the damper. We also have an active PVP report, and I'll come and I'll turn on the PVP because unless a PVP is selected, it does not show up. But active PVP report, I've turned it on over in the data column. You can see there's your PVP, force versus velocity, and we show the force versus displacement graphs. You also have the ability to get several constants, including rod force, diameter, temperature, things that you would have collected along the way, the runs, the target speed, the speed actually reached, compression force, and extension force. So those are the various ways to look at the data in the CTW Probe. We have on the right side, we have additional tabs such as configuration. This is where we configure all the calibrations, sensors that you have on your dyno. We set up how to communicate with the motor controller and the data card, and a few other features in here. This is basically the brains of the software. This should all be set up for you when you get your dyno, especially if we set up your laptop. But otherwise, importing your settings file, this all is populated, and you should have no reason to really come over here. We have a live control, and this is how you run the dyno in a live mode as opposed to running it through a test sequence that you built. So you can run it in live and just watch the shock on a live screen, make adjustments, and in the end, you can ultimately even save the live data. We also have something new to this version of software, and that's filtering, so you can add some smoothing, moving average filter, just to make the data look just a little smoother. And just remember, if you do too much filter, it does start to alter the way the data is on the graph. So you never want to use too much, but it is available for you. Then we come over to the test data area. So as you run a test and save it, you will come back and it will load in here. Now, to load more data, you simply do file open data. You can load as many files as you want. I've loaded this, it's an old Pro Shock. It has a lot of rebound, so it shows very interesting on the graph, as we can see, and I'm gonna turn off the PVP. So you can see you have your force versus velocity, large amount of rebound, very little bleed, and that is the way you would look at that. You can also, in our software, quickly do, you can see auto scaling. You can flip the axes, invert the axes. So if you want the extension on top and the compression on the bottom, you can switch that around. You can add more lines to get better definition on each axis. You type that in and hit apply, and you get more lines. You can do as many as you want to make the divisions to be where you really would like them to be. You also, the default is on auto scaling, and you can change that If you uncheck that, then you could just input numbers that you actually just wanted to be constantly displayed. So you could do any number of things, apply. So then the graph would go to the extremes you set, and you can see 250 to minus 500. So various ways you can look at the information, the graphs, and that is basically Probe in a nutshell. An introduction. If you follow along on our YouTube channel, we're going to do a series, break it down and show you all the power in Probe. There you go. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, contact us using the information in the video description.